Dungeon Master. Welcome to the stream. Mix the game cards or like play the cards? Are you saying you want to learn how to like play? Oh, shuffle. I got it. That's just years of playing card games. I've been playing card games since the early 2000s, trading card games. So just over time, I learned how to riffle shuffle and stuff. Yeah, it's actually surprising how tough that can be when people pick up card games for the first time, because you can like have like buttery fingers and you're like, oh, and the cards are flailing everywhere. And yeah, for cards, you say shuffle. You can say mix, that's technically the right word, but shuffle is specific. Shuffle is specific to multiple items that are in like the same category. So cards or music. Like we're listening to a shuffled playlist of songs. It's usually used in games, but it is a big term we use for cards. When you have a deck of cards, you shuffle the deck. Deck would be, let's see if I have one around here. Okay, hold on. Got some Mega Man cards. Deck is like this. You got multiple cards. And so you shuffle the deck like this. A deck is when all the cards are stacked like this. No problem, no problem. Ooh, okay, that actually was a little bit before my time. Tape cassettes, more of like an 80s thing. I was born in 1995. No, I didn't have a cassette player, but I was at the tail end of cassette tapes in the car. But then, right in the early 2000s, when I was 5 years old, we already were moving to CDs a lot more. So, but I will say, I was one of the first kids in my class to get an iPod, and it was an iPod Nano in early 2006. So I did this quick jump of tapes to CDs to MP3s. Millennials did really go through a lot in terms of technology, like advancing so fast. Yeah, oh yeah. Well, people love older cars, like those vintage cars. They're collector's items, and people just like to drive them in general. So. you're fixing a car? That's awesome. That's not easy to do, but it's a very respectable trade here in the United States. Oh wow, nice, nice. Yeah, that's awesome. I remember you told me you were into like automobiles and stuff. That's really cool. Oh, recorder. Still, that's cool to fix too. I don't think you're too stupid to fix a car. You're a pretty smart guy. You know you've been picking up on new English terms like slang. You're asking the right questions. You know, I've always said people that know multiple languages already have like an advantage there. Like that's something to not take lightly. Like you definitely are. That's a cool trait to have. You know, like you know, different parts of your brain are always firing off when you're juggling multiple languages. And for you able to fluently go between like Russian and English like that is very impressive. Whoa, hey, that's cool. Biggest car repair thing I've ever done. It's not even car repair. I modified like the acoustics in my car. And by modified, I mean I grabbed like the professional sound absorbers and I placed them around my car so that my bass frequencies can be better so they don't vibrate the windows. So there you go. There's my car modification expertise. Oh yeah, well one of my best friends has been a car guy his whole life, and he's definitely in the nitty gritty of the industry, and he will tell you that hybrid cars they're hard to work with. He can do it, but they're also very dangerous. If you start, co-mixing the combustion engine with the electric wiring, you could die. He had to take classes over properly wiring and fixing hybrid cars. Whoa! Well, I'm glad you're okay. Yeah, no. Hybrid cars are very dangerous. They're good. They're better for the environment, but that was a good taunt. But yeah, they're dangerous. So definitely be careful. Obviously, you don't want to hesitate too much because hesitation can also lead to some pretty bad injuries. So it's like a mix of. That's why educating yourself and practicing is very important. Makes sense. Yeah, you're closer to Japan, so yeah, I could see that being a big crossover there. Yeah, it's a good term. So in the southern areas of America, one of the cultural identities is like this warm southern hospitality. I don't know if you know what soul food is, but you know, like fried chicken, cornbread, mashed potatoes, this high fat but very good tasting food. You know, obviously it's associated with like feeling welcome, feeling at home, just having a great meal with your friends and family. And so the term Southern hospitality is that, you know, and I have some family that are in the more southern areas of the United States. They just, that personality is known to be very welcoming, and they're like, oh, we're gonna fix you up with a big meal. You're gonna stay the whole weekend. We have all these activities planned. You're taken care of. That's what it means. So. So southern United States, yeah, it tends to be associated with, you know, they call it country. That's country music, country food. Way more associated with the South. It's warmer in the South. So now historically, the South has also been known to be a bit more rural, which means that there are big cities, you know, Atlanta, stuff like that, you know, Orlando, Florida. You know, there are a lot of big cities, but compared to the North or a lot of other portions of the United States, it doesn't have as many urbanized places. And so what happens is it's tend to be more associated with a little bit more lower income overall. We actually were talking last stream about how devastating, you know, typhoon, hurricane-like weather is for the South. Not just because it happens, but because some of those people just can't afford rebuilding or getting another home. It's very sad. Now, historically, you know, we've brought up like the Civil War and stuff on previous streams, and you know, this of course isn't every person in the South, but you know, in the early days of America, there were a lot of Southern people that were heavily associated with, you know, like racism and owning slaves, and that's not good. And we're trying to get rid of that entirely. You know, that comes down to bad parenting. Some of these parents never got over that. You know, the South lost the Civil War. They never got over the fact that racism is awful. They deny it, and they'll say like, oh, you know, the Civil War is about states' rights. It's like, states' rights to what? Oh yeah, own slaves. You know, there's a lot of bad stuff that they did, and it's gotten better, but it could be a lot better because a lot more people need to be called out more. So. There's just that sad association with, racism. Now, like I said, there's sadly racism still all over the country, which is really bad. But yeah, there's still that sad association where generations of racist Southern parents just kept passing on that mindset to their kids. And it's just really sad to think about that, that would continue and stuff. Every now and then you get people that get really salty and send you a rematch even though that's not for ranked points. Oh my gosh. That's great. I mean, there's a lot of good things about, the culture that the American South has brought. Like I said, there's a lot of good food, good music, and when you find genuinely good people from the South, you do get that Southern hospitality. But sadly, there are some hypocrites, and that means that they will treat you differently based on, like, your race or how relevant you are to them, and that's not good. That's not genuine kindness. See, there you go. That's a good example. Yeah, that's why it's important not to stereotype, Oh, he's from the South. Oh, is he dumb, poor, and racist? It's like, no, actually learn who the person is. And so hopefully, it sounds like in your case, the guy you talked to was a very genuine, down-to-earth person, which is good. So. Well, he sent a message after the rematch request. Yeah, there's really no sugarcoating. It's when an American kid basically reaches their teens, they just start to hear a lot more swear words. That's just how it is. That's what happened with me in 6th grade. Wide range of vocabulary opened up that your ears would hear and stuff. Pretty crazy. And in 6th grade, I did start cursing. And then it was like on and off. A little bit after, I was like, I don't want to do that as much. Then a little bit early in high school I was for a bit, and then I was like, okay, I'm good. So I don't curse a ton. It's just not my thing. I think there's a lot of other words you can choose. There are some cases where, like if I'm quoting someone, like there's this one guy a lot of people in Kansas City gaming communities know, and one of his catchphrases is, "That's badass, dude." But he says it like BEHDESS, and you have to quote it exactly like that, and they'll know exactly who you're talking about. So yeah, there are cases like that, but I just tend not to. Just natural, just like overall. Hey, what's up? So, in 30 minutes, we're gonna end the stream. But what's gonna happen is one of my closest friends, Vance Kelly, he is in the grand finals of Pokemon Worlds as we speak in Japan. That's gonna start in a little over an hour. And in Alanos Gateway, we're gonna have a watch party. I don't know the exact time that he plays, but he is in the TCG Masters Division Grand Finals. And so I'm ending the stream a bit early in 30 minutes. And then 30 minutes from that, I'm going to start the watch party on Discord. I'm not going to stream it. I want the TCG department to have their views. I don't like to do that stuff. So we're going to watch it on Discord and just have a fun time. So you can watch the stream yourself, the Pokemon TCG Twitch stream, or I think they're on YouTube too. But yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. So I'm actually going to have him cover the tournament soon, and it'll be uploaded onto YouTube, and I have a website coming out in a few days, so we'll get that posted on that too. Yeah, he's a really good friend. I've known him since 2010. We used to play Pokemon at the same local comic shop together, and it's really cool to see how much he's grown as a player. Yeah, it's a big achievement. He's been playing for a long time. Good for him. I'm very happy for him. Win or lose, I'm very happy for him. So. But like I said, most importantly, he's just a good person. No matter his result, he doesn't let that get to his head. He doesn't treat people differently. So it's a good quality to have as a person. So tonight, if you tune in, just look for Vance Kelly out of the two players. And, that's my friend. So, best wishes to him. He's been on quite the run, not just for Worlds, but this whole season. So, okay, so he's probably got tinted lids. Oh, speed boost. Okay. In 1 hour from right now is when the stream will start. I will post it in the Discord. 1 hour from right now, whatever time it is for you. But we don't know the exact time that TCG Masters starts, but I'll be around. I'll be around on Discord, and I'll let people know once I get more information on the exact time that his game will start. Recognize that word, Dungeon Master. Like I told you, Heavy and Zangief. I've learned a few Russian words. They've helped out. Thanks, it is fun. True, true. Painter is specific. Painter is like a visual drawing. Artist can mean music, visual art, a movie maker. You know, artist is a general term for someone that creates things like entertainment, media, or like physical forms of art. So Painter is specific. Artist is broad. So. You're talking about Painter? Yeah, gotcha. Yep, that's exactly how you use it. Like, okay, thank you. You know? Thumbs up. Yeah, gotcha. I think I got the combo down because Protect's really good against Truant. Okay, well I used to play a lot of slacking in like Gen 5 OU, and I had to definitely adapt to like Protect plays and stuff. Played him in Gen 6 too. Played him a lot with Kothagrigus and Mummy and get Truant, turn Truant into Mummy and stuff like that. It was really fun. I want to sneeze. No, I'm good. that's funny. Yeah, if I'm about to sneeze, it'll be like. Are you saying emotes? Oh, okay. Interesting. Yeah, that is interesting. Huh. That's cool to learn. No, we definitely put the colon in front to make it look like a smiley face. And not multiple like that usually. Some people do it when they frown. When they do the frowny face, they'll do multiple frowns like that in the opposite direction. Now TRK, the stream will end in 13 minutes because at the top of the hour, Pokemon World Championships start, and one of my closest friends, Vance Kelly, is in Grand Finals. Top of the hour. I don't know the specific time of TCG Masters, but we're gonna have a watch party and voice chat. It's gonna be awesome. Win or lose, I'm very proud of him and happy for his accomplishments. It's really cool. He's like I said, I've known him since 2010, and he's always been competing, so good for him. Even when COVID dropped and tournaments went to all digital, he was on top of his game. Always, making new decks and stuff. So. In fact, let me pull this up. So this is us. Vance is right here. There's me, my friend Ryan, my friend PJ. These are actually the original 4 Highlander players. And the game has grown ever since then. We started playing in 2015. And so yeah, look for this guy tonight. Grand Finals. We're definitely rooting for him. It's alright. I think you're learning English pretty well, so. Now, of course, the card game terminology, all you need to do is... I'll give you a rundown real quick after this match. Thank you. Yeah, that was 8 years ago. Wow. I was in the middle of college then, so pretty fun times. Okay, paralysis will be big if he gets it. It's gonna come down to stuff like that and flinches. Okay. Alright, let me pull up a quick rundown. We actually can use one of the recent tournament videos. So, perfect. Alright. So, all you need to know is you see these right here, the blue cards right here and the green cards here, they're at the top left of each playmat. These are prize cards. Kind of like in the video game that I was just playing. Every time a Pokemon gets a knockout, you take a prize card. So if this Samurott knocks this Pangoro out, this player takes a prize card. Once all 6 prize cards are taken, that player wins the game. So I'll mute it. So this is super fast. But I'm gonna show you like the moment he might take a prize card. So they're basically attaching energy. Though these black cards right here are darkness energy. They let this guy attack. And so all you need to pay attention to is that the Pokemon up front are the active Pokemon. Everything on this is the bench. They're waiting to be promoted to start attacking. So he just got a knockout. See this? He took a prize. Once all 6 of these cards are taken, he wins the game. So when we watch Vance tonight, know that once Vance has 6 cards in his side pile gone, he wins. So that's the scoreboard in the card game. Yeah, Vance's deck is not mill. I don't know what his opponent is playing. Though you can still win by mill. Vance could win by mill if his opponent overextends. I mean, Vance has to be careful too. Vance's deck is very consistent, so he has to be careful not to overdraw mid-late game. Because card counting is very important in the deck and making sure you don't have 0 cards when you start your turn. No, that was the deck. The deck's on the right, the prizes are on the left. The deck is what you draw from. So each player brings 60 cards. You can't change that deck the whole tournament. So the prize cards come from the deck. So Vance has to set aside 6 cards randomly. Sometimes it's devastating. For example, Vance is running a Mew Genesect deck. So he could have, knock on wood, but he could have matches where all of his Mews are placed in the prize cards. So he can't be using Mew until he gets a knockout and hopefully gets one from the prize card. So sometimes prize cards can be brutal. Unlike in Highlander, you choose your prizes, but in Standard, which he's playing, it's random. It's the top 6 from your deck, so. It's like poker. You gotta play to the best of what you're dealt. Yeah, this will be my last match, by the way. And I'll take a small break and get ready for the viewing party. Yeah, you can take 6 prizes to win. You see how in the video game, this guy, or my opponent has 6 Pokemon? It's like that. So I just knocked out Thundurus, I would take a prize card. It's like that. Yeah, there are 2 other ways to win the game. If the opponent doesn't have a bench Pokemon, when you get a knockout, you win. If the opponent doesn't have cards to draw at the start of the turn, you win. Those are a lot more rare though. The default game plan is overall to get 6 prizes. Now some decks are dedicated to the other 2 win conditions, but it's usually get 6 knockouts. Actually, you know what? You know what's important? I need to tell you guys this. This is another difference between Highlander and Standard. So this is what Vance is playing today. And something important is this right here at the bottom right. If Mew VMAX is knocked out, the opponent takes 3 prize cards. That's half of your prize cards, so Vance has to be careful today to try to avoid knockouts. Now, Mew's got 310 HP, so it's hard to knock out Mew, but yeah, so he's gonna have to be careful with that. His other guy, Genesect, will give 2 prizes. And one of the big ways to play Genesect is this ability lets him draw cards equal to the amount of Fusion Strike Pokemon in play. See this label at the top right says Fusion Strike, and you said it too. So he's just drawing a lot of cards because of the Genesect beams. The streamers will tell you, but I can tell you. You don't have to talk in the voice chat. You can put yourself on mic mute, but if you want to keep the headphones open, we will be talking about the game. All right, guys. So I'm gonna end stream. I will be on a break for about 10 minutes, and then I will enter voice chat. So in 15 minutes, I'll be on voice chat, and I will ping the Pokemon players. So take a 15-minute break. It'll be fun. Best wishes, Vance. So see you guys around.